On March 17, 2019, Shane Dawson tweeted, "I didn't fuck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. I didn't put my dick anywhere near my cat. I've never done anything weird with my cats. I promised myself I wasn't going to make apology videos after last year's thing, so I'm just trying to be as short and honest with this as possible. One out of question mark." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's Subscriber Sunday, where my Patreon subscribers get to nominate and then choose what tweet I cover, and I'm sure they were thinking it would be super funny, haha, to make me do this tweet, but joke's on them. The more inappropriate a tweet is, the more fun I have talking about it. And this is definitely one of the most inappropriate tweets ever tweeted, at least one of the most scandalizing tweets ever tweeted. And I am going to talk about it mostly as a tweet. I will give the context of what Shane Dawson is talking about, but there obviously is a whole rabbit hole I could go down to about how other YouTubers reacted to this, how Shane Dawson reacted to this on YouTube and all that, but that's not what the show is, and also I just don't know that much about that world anymore. My peak of paying attention to YouTube was really when I was like 12, and so none of this crossed my radar until this tweet. And that's one of the things that makes it so interesting, is that it broke contain. But let's first get to the context. Shane Dawson is a YouTuber who has been making YouTube videos and been popular since like 2008. Like, he was popular when I was still watching YouTube. And in March of 2019, comments he had made on a 2015 episode of his podcast, Shane and Friends, resurfaced. And in the clip, which I won't play, because there's really no way for me to edit it where you can tell what he's saying, but also won't get me kicked off of every platform in the world, he says that he performed a sex act on one of his cats. It is really, really gross to listen to. And it's framed as if he's saying, like, I don't know if I should say this. I mean, one time, this isn't so bad, I guess. There's a lot of hemming and hawing in it. And I say all of that because his eventual defense in this thread that I'm talking about is to say that it was just a crude joke. And honestly, it could have been a crude joke, but I really can't emphasize enough, and if you want to look up the clip, be my guest, how much it sounds like he's couching it as if it's real. And that obviously could just be him, making more of a joke out of it. But I also think that if you're going to do a joke like that, where you admit, quote unquote, to doing something really, really inappropriate, you have to be okay with the blowback of people assuming that you're telling the truth. And so when that clip resurfaced, he put out this thread apologizing for it and clarifying what happened. I think you know about Shane Dawson is that this is not his first or last controversy. He had controversy over some things he said about kids in a sexual manner. He had controversy with race-related stuff. The man really has had a lot of controversies, and this is what he's talking about when he says he didn't want to make another apology video. And so yeah, this whole ordeal caused a lot of blowback for Shane Dawson. He said that it actually ended up ruining his proposal to his boyfriend a few days later. And what I found when I looked into this is that a lot of people thought that he proposed to his boyfriend just as a way to distract from the cat controversy, but it was actually their 3-year anniversary, so I think it was just a coincidence. But like I was saying, I think in the context of a museum of Twitter, the most important thing about this tweet is that it broke contain. And what I mean by that is that it left the bubble of people who know all of the context and went into the wider Twitter world. Because I am not at all involved in YouTube or Twitter, but it made it on my timeline a lot. And a lot of people who are in like comedy Twitter or other types of joke Twitter, they got onto it and they made jokes about it. Like Bobby quote tweeted it. It's obviously been deleted so you can't see the tweet, but he said, "Nobody. A guy who f***ed and then came on his cat." Comedian Mike Drucker quoted it and said, "Job interview. So tell us a little about yourself." Shane Dawson. Friend of the show, Fred Delicious, tweeted, "Shane Dawson, loudly in restaurant. Whose cat do I gotta f*** to get some service around here?" And Alex Navarro referenced a tweet I covered in entry 118 saying, "My I didn't fuck my cat t-shirt has people asking a lot of questions answered by my shirt." And the reason I say that a break and contain was so important is because these tweets all rely on the idea that this was a non sequitur. Because so many people who lacked the context of the controversy and lacked the context of basically anything about Shane Dawson were seeing it, it seemed like he was apologizing for a thing out of thin air. Like the first time that most people engaged in this controversy is seeing the apology where he says that he didn't fuck a cat. For most people, they never would have thought that Shane Dawson fucked a cat unless they saw the tweet where he said, "I didn't fuck my cat." And unfortunately for Shane Dawson, well, not unfortunately, I really don't care about him, it comes up almost any time he's in the news in any way. Like in 2021, Lil Sam Squanch tweeted, "Shane Dawson is trending, safe to assume he fucked his cat again." In 2023, when him and his husband announced that they had welcomed twins via surrogate, Horny for Hooters tweeted, "Do you guys think Shane Dawson is going to tell his twin boys about the time he got accused of fucking a cat?" I will say that this tweet is actually not that accurate because he didn't get accused of fucking a cat, he admitted to fucking a cat. I don't know if you can call it an accusation if the question is whether or not the admission is real. And it comes up in other times where people give bad apologies, like when Colleen Ballinger gave that god-awful ukulele song apology. Lady Emily tweeted a screenshot of the Shane Dawson tweet and tweeted, "Taking out a ukulele and strumming a quirky little tune before singing." And now it mostly exists as a copy pasta, either in its full version, like here where Lil Bitch tweeted, "Please check your child's Halloween candy. I just found a copy of the Shane Dawson cat tweet in my daughter's Twix bar. Stay safe out there." And then they photoshopped in the tweet in between a Twix bar. And it's often modified to apply to a specific situation. Like just recently when white supremacist Nick Fuentes was accused of having sex with Destiny, he tweeted and then deleted, "I didn't fuck Destiny, I didn't come on Destiny, I didn't put my dick anywhere near Destiny, I've never done anything weird with Destiny." And I think the reason he deleted this is because a lot of people were not aware of the copy pasta and thought that it was real. And someone made a fake tweet from Lauren Boebert, the congresswoman who was caught filling up a date at Beetlejuice the Musical, and the fake tweet says, "I didn't off my boyfriend. He didn't come on me. I didn't put my hand anywhere near his dick. I've never done anything weird with my boyfriend in public. It just is a great template for a fake apology. I would give more examples, but editing out swear words from images and this audio is tedious and I don't like doing it. The ultimate lesson, I think, from the Shane Dawson situation is that you never want your apology for a bad thing to be bigger than the bad thing itself. That is obviously a very hard thing to gauge, and sometimes you'll do it accidentally, but I think that Shane really did screw up by putting this in a tweet instead of just making an apology video, because if you put up an apology video that was just called apologizing for my comments from that podcast, no one who didn't already know what he was talking about would probably watch. But when you just start a tweet by denying these allegations, it will immediately raise people's eyebrows like, whoa, what's going on here? If I was this crisis PR manager, and I wasn't, and I wouldn't be, my main piece of advice is to make sure as few people are aware of this controversy as possible. And doing a tweet like this is the worst possible thing you can do if that's your goal. Because there's no reason at all that I, Jake Christie, should have ever heard of this. If I hear about a YouTuber controversy, you have really up. Follow for a new tweet every day, and if you want to suggest a tweet for Subscriber Sunday, please join my Patreon, patreon.com/Museum of Twitter, and on the 22nd, I am doing a fundraiser for the Trevor Project, so please donate to the Trevor Project, and send me a receipt to museumofTwitter@gmail.com to win prizes.